Have you ever heard of such?
A ditch witch.
Google it.
I will Google that right now.
So with your platform, the other thing that I was kind of evaluating, and I'm just kind of ticking along learning with you, right? You're learning about me, I'm learning about you. And one of the things that I even told you in one of our initial phone calls was that a lot of my subcontractors, superintendents, they're 40 plus and they know how to post on Facebook, but they can't upload a daily report to a G drive. And I'm like, what? You know? So if you give them something that's as easy as Facebook and posting and updating daily reports and job report statuses, and I try to like break it down so easy. I even give them forms. Like I'll give them a beautiful sheet with just fill in what was the weather like today, you know, stuff like that. That can be wrapped up in one photo, one post, one informational post, right? And then boom, you got it all wrapped up with a pretty little bow.
That's right.
And it's something that these people, culture, right? We got to be able to, the knowledge that the older generations have is invaluable to us. The knowledge that the younger generation has is invaluable to them, but certainly they found a way to post on Facebook. You know,
you're right.
So there's got to be, and that's what I did like about the platform, the contractor discovery that I saw. It's like it's a good comparison, correlation. It's not as comedic or, you know, just kind of flipsy or loosey goosey, if you will, as the Facebook platform goes. But if it's that simple and it can protect my client, I'm interested.
Absolutely. And if you've got, say, you know, of course, and in future upgrades, we'll make posting documents or daily reports even, or JHAs and such and such. Sean, I know you don't know these, but we'll explain these documents to you later. But those type documents, at least initially, if they can photograph it sitting on the hood of their truck, they can still upload it to the platform. You know, and we will.
A daily report is definitely something professional, right? In an Excel spreadsheet where it's just, it's like when you fill out a job application essentially, and it's like date, time, weather, who was there, who wasn't there, what happened today. People do that on Facebook all the time. I went for a bike ride with my family and I watched Starbucks and had this coffee and the Tiger King was on and it was hot, you know, and my wife was mad, or, you know, it's like, it's that thing, but we make things really very difficult sometimes. And like a daily report, I'm just like, guys, it's real simple, but it's just a daily log of what happened. So if you can generate something that can make that easier,
and that's
it's easier.
And the way I speak about it too, and Sean and I were talking about this the other night, is if you've got a superintendent who's managing, let's say, multiple projects, you know, in the old way, that superintendent had a little mini file cabinet in the back of his truck, you know, and they have
if you're lucky
for each project. So the daily reports you know, they get filtered into each folder, and at the end of that week, he carries that to his PM. Now the PM has to take this. He has to scan it in for each project, throw it onto the hard drive under that project. Whereas, you know, we wanted to build this form where
we've graduated a little bit from there, let me tell you. It has graduated a little bit from there. You know, there are a lot of companies out there doing a really good job using their G drives, using the cloud, putting the daily report on, you know, we poured 100 yards of concrete, such and such was finished. The truck was an hour late, blah, blah, blah. You know, stuff like that is definitely happening out there that's going straight on a G drive. Again, it's not happening enough, and it's not happening all the time. It's not happening a lot because it's difficult. Got to log on. My air card didn't work.
Yeah, like do you have like, say, a set of superintendents and one does well with technology? This one, he don't stand a chance because he's been doing it.
Oh my God, they're typically calling the guy that's good with technology and having him do their daily report and upload it.
There you go. And so obviously, you know, with the platform hopefully being simple enough for us all to.
And that's my encouragement to you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that on that. So that being said, let's lead right into what I was going to ask you next. How do you feel about contractors using Facebook and LinkedIn to try to post and share projects. Let's get your opinion on that. I briefed on it with Sean on our first episode in one of those parts. I briefed on it, but I could go on forever on it. But I'd like to hear you.
I see photos on LinkedIn where there's a crane. There's a guy standing next. They're not standing outside the boundary, and the guys will post it. And I'm like, okay. I've actually called the owners of this company. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, don't yell at the guy. The guy loves his work. The guy loves the company. The guy's so proud that he's got a guy standing underneath a panel that's going to crash on his head. So don't wear him out. Like, his heart is in the right place, but I look at that owner as someone who hasn't educated his team, right?
That's right.
He's obviously got the team member to catch the passion culture of this guy. Really is passionate about his company, building it. Post on LinkedIn, guys, go, go, go. Right. But they haven't taken that extra moment to educate them on
education, period.
OSHA.
Yeah. You can imagine if OSHA policed LinkedIn.
Who says they don't?
Well, I guess you're right. If OSHA pops up on your job site tomorrow, we're going to know he watched his video.
Homemade ladders. Homemade ladders. 1 out of 20 LinkedIn posts on a construction site, there is a homemade ladder. Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
There's a home, and it's not like the feature. It's like in the background somewhere. But because I have this in my brain, right? I'm looking when there's a picture. I'm like,
you're trained to look for it. That's exactly right.
Yeah. It's just, so there's my point with that and what I was telling you. It's that the heart of that person was in the right place. You as an owner have failed your business and your employee by not educating them properly. First off, the ladder's on the site. Why is the ladder on the site? He probably doesn't want to be an asshole, right? He doesn't want to be mean to the subs, right? And the subs are typically his friend. Why he doesn't want to be mean? And it's like, so the culture again, here we go, culture. Why are my friends giving me a hard time about trying to get them to wear a hard hat, a vest, gloves, safety glasses, and not bring their homemade ladder? Like, why is it hard for my superintendent to have those conversations with these subs anyway? We all have the same goal. We all want to go home to our families, right? We're all here to make money. We all want to have a safe environment to work in. And I don't know if it's just the mom in me, right? I don't know, because I have to do hard things all the time with disciplining my kids.
It's just you, Beck.
Or it's just me. But so LinkedIn, Facebook, they're all great ways. They're all great platforms, any social media, right? To put your name out there, put your company out there. And we all have to start. Yeah. We all have to start using those platforms. You can see my LinkedIn. I have worked really diligently, and vigilant together is diligently. Diligent. Thank you, Sean. I worked really hard to build that, right? I have 7,300 friends on that platform. When you reached out to me, I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to start saying yes, because I want to start using these platforms to talk about these things. If it inspires one owner, one project manager to say, you know what, I'm going to treat Sean out there like a human being, and we're going to tell him why we're not going to use homemade ladders and we're going to wear hard hats today, right? I'm going to tell the crane guy why it's not smart for Sean to stand inside of the designated area for the crane is. Like, it's so that the guy goes home to his family, and these rules are in place. Just like I was telling you, when we fought some wars, we didn't have hard hats, right? But when you look at pictures of World War II, they got some hats on. When you see anybody going to battle, they have a hat. But like when we were fighting the Confederates, we didn't have hats on, right? They had cute hats, but now they got hard hats. We learn. We have learned from history.
Adoption.
So somewhere on
proven to be better.
Exactly. So somewhere on a construction site, someone died or suffered a cranial injury and has been impaired for the rest of their life because of something simple. So if you if you talk to people in this way and you bring up the war, I don't care, however it works, however you have to talk to people, then they'll like, things will go off, right? They'll start to maybe connect dots and do things differently where it becomes standard.
I'm glad you said that. Something I experienced is a lot of PMs using oh, this is just what, it's what my company makes me do, or even saying, well, it's less expensive if you just wear the
Offselling
hard
it,
hat.
yeah.
Then it's less expensive if we have an accident. It's going to cost way more. Let's just be direct. Say, no, this is for your safety. You don't have to sugarcoat it with these other bullshit excuses. Come out and say, this is for your safety. Yes, it is my job to enforce it, but it is ultimately for your damn safety.
Watching the governor of New York City, Cuomo, and what he has spoke about over the last couple of weeks, and not to pivot or change lanes, but what I've seen from him is candor, right? Being candid about things. This is for I care about you. It goes back to what we started the conversation with. I care about you. I want you to go home to your family. It's about your safety. It's not about me getting fined, right? Of course, that has to be an element of it, because too many people don't do what is in their own good, like staying at home right now. Yep. We got to put rules in place, to the point that we may have to proclaim martial law because we just can't get people to wash their hands.
I know.
So that's more of why there's that OSHA element, because human beings are human beings. Yeah. And but take that away when you're talking to your superintendent or you're talking to the employees of the subcontractors. Take it away. Yeah. Like, it's not about OSHA, it's about you. I care about you.
Exactly what it's
Don't go too high on the ladder. Do the belt rule. The belt rule.
Yeah, they complain about the stringent rules, but the rules are there. They didn't just make these out of nowhere. They are proven to a degree. So I don't argue with everything OSHA does, except one. I'm gonna tell you one.
Okay.
This OSHA guy, he forced me to put a 6-foot ladder in a 26-inch ditch because it exceeded 2 feet. Now, I may get some comments back on that, but either way, you have to have means of egress if you're below 24 inches. Or you were above 24 inches at that time. So 26-inch ditch, and the only thing we have is a 6-foot ladder, and he allowed it. I said, man, you see how goofy this 6-foot ladder is in my little 2-foot ditch? So I did experience it one time where I was just wanted to argue for days. But
sure. Why was he there?
It was a military job site.
Okay.
Yeah, call me your engineers. That their own. It was OSHA coming on, but
I'm just trying to figure out why this guy's staying at your job site. You're a shady guy over here.
You got it.
I've never been able to fill a ditch with enough inches.
It's getting personal. This is getting personal. This is getting personal now.
It will. With Sean, it has to.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Neither is Sean.
I grew up on I grew up on a farm. We used to dig ditches for the pasture. And,
where?
On the farm.
Oh, on the farm. Okay.
Yeah. So we would dig ditches, and we would have to. I can't talk my way through this one. Your mind's already gone there.
I'm with you. I'm hanging in by a thread, but I'm with you.
I'm hanging on too. I'm just waiting for you to get to the point because I'm already there. How do you feel about a ditch witch, Sean?
Have you ever heard of such?
A ditch witch.
Google it.
I will Google that right now.
It's so simple. That's good. He'll figure it out.